I'm Rebecca.
I'm Caitlin.
I'm Nessa.
This is the Family Showdown! Howdy folks, welcome back to my top 100 games of all time. I'm Hunter, and this is the Grammar Police. Rebecca.
Perhaps.
Mayhaps.
And if you perchance use punitate again, you shall forthwith see the back of my hand.
Forsooth. Alright, here we go.
I have no idea what just happened.
Time for some stats.
And that's just the start.
My 40 to 31. 40 to 31. We've got, what do we got going on down here? We got four new games. Wow, that's kind of cool. 4 new games.
You okay over there? What is confusing you? Oh dear. He's stuck in a loop. Do I need to kind of smack you in the head? Hello? Hello? Anybody there? Apparently headline news is shocking.
I wrote down that one went up.
And it's a lie?
That's a lie. None went up.
Scandalous! Do tell.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games went down. 4 new games.
That's even more exciting.
So I lied last time.
Upheaval!
Pass Hunter lied to you.
Shenanigans!
Lied to you. Alright, here we go. Let's start it off with my number 40. It's my 36th last time, so about the same.
So is it new or did it drop?
What?
Huh? You said there's only 2
I
options.
said it was my 36th last time.
Oh, it dropped!
Apparently the Grammar Police is deaf.
I'm only looking for grammar, not content.
Gaia Project.
Whoa, this is such a good game!
My number 40, Gaia Project. This is the Terra Mystica in space. In fact, it even calls it a Terra Mystica game. Right there. Terra Mystica.
In space!
So we tried out Terra Mystica at a demo.
Oh, let's not flog this deceased equine again.
It's going to be very, very short. We demoed Terra Mystica at Dice Tower Con a while back, in the way back times. And it went very poorly for a number of reasons, which I will not rehash. So we were kind of meh on Terra Mystica. So when this game came out, we thought, should we give it a chance? And I gave it a chance, and it's my number 40, because it is awesome! So, Gaia Project uses some of the same mechanisms that you're familiar with in Terra Mystica. Has a whole flow of your mana, how it works. You got this little mana pool thing that drives your actions.
It's pretty sweet.
You're building buildings all over the board. Instead of building like territories and things on land, you're building little colonies and things up in space. Different planets take different races do better on certain planets, and you have to terraform them to your kind of planet so you can live there. You have all these tracks you can go up on that give you different superpowers. You can't do them all, so you have to pick what you want to do. There's every round has a goal that you're shooting for. There's some in-game scoring goals. You're building federations, I think they're called, groups of planets. It's just got a lot going on. It's a heavy-ish Euro game. It's just a solid.
Yeah, it's pretty heavy.
It has many different ways. Like I said, the main drivers are those tech trees, which didn't really exist as far as I remember in Terra Mystica. You have these tech trees you're going up, and not really tech trees, tech paths, I don't know what they're called. But basically, it's a straight line. It's not a tree. So it's a very skinny tree. Skinny tree with no branches.
Stick.
It's a
stick.
tech sticks. So you go out these tech sticks, and you basically. That drives how maybe you're really good at terraforming, or maybe you're really good at moving around the board, maybe you're really good at making money. Different techs give you different things. It's a really solid Euro game in space. There's no attacky. Really, the only attacky you have is you grabbing planets away from people before they get them.
That's the closest.
That's the best
aggressive thing. Yeah.
It's got tons of different races. All the races play a little different. They all have
neat.
They all have different little abilities. Like I said, they use different planets. They're better better acclimated. That's the word I'm looking for. Acclimated to the different types of planets. Solid Euro game. Just a really, really solid Euro game.
And Chewie's cool older cousin is right there. Tell me that's not a Wookiee. That is a Wookiee.
It's got gray hair.
And it's an old Wookiee.
And you got Cthulhu here.
Yep.
And you got Lizard guy over here.
It's a trap.
It's just a great one.
No,
it's a really solid
super
one.
Good game.
It's not a short game.
It's one of my favorites.
With about 4. If you play the full 4 players, you're talking 3 hours.
At
probably.
least, yeah. Couple hours, 2-player.
We're gonna call it an hour and a half plus 45 minutes per player. I'm just totally making that up.
What? That is garbage. I would say it's a solid 2 hours for a 2-player.
Probably. So that'd be what? An hour?
An hour per player-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it. That is my number 40. Gaia Project.
So good.
All right, let's go on
Super
to my next game. This game is dropping. I don't know why it's dropping. The cat just tore through the house. I don't know why it's dropping, but it is. I think its older brother. I guess it would be younger brother because it was born after. Its younger brother has kind of supplanted it. And that is a Blood Rage.
What? Am I hearing this correctly?
My number 39. Yes, it dropped. It dropped from my number
But
20.
On the Facebook Blood Rage fan club.
But no, there's no activity anymore. You know why? Because this game's old.
Wow. That's so
I still
sad.
love me some Blood Rage. It's 39.
No, that's really high.
Its younger brother is took everything that Blood Rage does and made it better.
What?
Maybe.
Blood Ragers are gonna be raging.
Rage.
More rage.
They're gonna be rising up.
Oh, that's a spoiler.
I love me some Blood Rage. It's still my number. Oh, we got a split box.
It's been that way.
Has it?
Yeah, you forgot.
Oh man, now it's not. Now it's my number 43.
Jeez. Oh my god.
Blood Rage. This is a attacky Euro game. It's what they call a hybrids. It's what the kids are calling hybrids these days.
Oh my gosh.
It's a hybrid game.
So many kids are talking about the hybrids.
It's a hybrid. It's all the rage with the youngsters. So it's got a lot of Euro qualities. You're drafting cards. Those cards drive your actions and the things you do. Well, they don't drive your actions. They enhance your actions. They give you things to do. So you have upgrades for your clan. You have attacky cards that you use during battles. You have quest cards that you can go on. So you're basically doing a draft bit. And then you're taking actions. You're using it's basically resource management. Your rage is your resource. So you're trying to manage that to do, streamline the different things you want to do to upgrade. But all this drives area control on the board. So you're basically going out to the board, taking control of the areas. You have fights. You have battles. And then whoever wins the battle can potentially win a benefit. People go off to Valhalla. And that could be a good thing if you have cards that give you benefits for people dying off. Lots of different ways to play a game, lots of different paths of victory. This is the type of game where it seems like you're completely out of the game and then somehow you swing it around and you end up winning at the end. Has lots of different clans that do different things.
Ragnarok.
I guess the clans don't really do different things, but they have. If you have the Mystics expansion, their Mystics are unique.
Yeah, that's true.
Has tons and tons and tons of crazy overproduced miniatures, and we'll show you a few of those before we get out of here. And we'll move on to other things.
Oh, yeah.
So let's, what we're going to do, let's do this.
Pull out the big giant, yeah.
Let's do this. Let's pull out my God cards, which is another expansion.
That's true.
And show off the sadly unpainted miniatures of Doom. That's kind of glary. That's better. So there's some of them. We got what do we got going on here? We got a frost giant, a sea serpent, a troll, and a fire giant.
The sea serpent's one of my favorites.
You should see people that have painted these. They look amazing. If I only had 1/10 their skill, mine would be painted. But it would look like a young child painted them if I did.
Hey, maybe we should have the young child paint them.
Yeah, I'd probably do a better job than me.
She does pay a lot of attention to detail.
And there's more, yet there's more. I think the reason that this dropped, honestly. Oh dear, let's just leave that in the box. We'll just leave that right there. the lid of the clan box was opening up, and the clan things were thinking about falling out. Anyway,
why don't you just hand this over to me? Let's just...
So I'm like beet red for some reason. What was I going to say? Oh, the reason this is dropping for me is because we mostly play this with low player counts.
Yeah.
Usually almost all 2 and some 3 player.
Yep.
This is better, I think, at the higher player counts. And in fact, there's some monsters that are in this box that we've never played with because they're only for certain player counts.
It's true.
I think that's why it's dropping
a little bit because we need to.
If I had more opportunities to play with this with more players, it would hold its place higher up on the list. But it's still, I think it's an amazing game, 2 and 3 player. But I think I've played it once at 5, once at 4, and a couple of times at 3, and many times at 2. So, 5 was just a completely different game. Anyway, there you go. That is my number 39, Blood Rage. It was my 20 last time, so I dropped quite a bit.
Yeah, but...
Alright, so if you were watching last time I talked about this list, I lied and said one of them went up.
Liar!
But I was right about 4 new games. I also mentioned there are 4 in a row. And not to spoil my list.
Spoilers.
These are all just kind of haven't separated themselves from each other because we got them all around the same time.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Played them all about the same time. And they're all kind of, for the most part, the samey in weight.
This is interesting.
Except for one. One's super heavy, but we haven't played it as a super heavy game yet. So we've kind of played it mid-weightish. So they kind of all just they're kind of looking to break out of the pack. And we'll start off the group with, obviously a new game, Underwater Cities.
Sorry, I'm trying to think of this game. Okay.
Underwater Cities.
This is a good game.
Yeah, this is a really good one. Like I said, all 4 of these games have the potential to go up, or I guess potentially down, but they probably have more of a potential to go up because we've played all but one of these. We've only played them once or twice. Underwater Cities is a worker placement game. It's got worker placement. You're drafting cards, but all that kind of drives building out your player board. So you have a little player board that you're building your underwater city. You start off with like one little capsule and a couple of things going on, and you're eventually going to build all these different little domes and farms and resource producers and things. Eventually, you're going to branch out and attach to the mainland. That gives you some bonuses. Potentially in-game bonuses. It's just got it's just cool. I like games where you're building out an area, and it's kind of your own little place, and you're designing it how you want it, and you're trying to get your engine. At the end, you have this cool little underwater city that actually looks kind of thematic with the little domes everywhere and the little tunnels between them and stuff like that. I think it's a really solid Euro game. I'm guessing it's 90-minute sweet spot. It says 40 minutes per player, which we play at 2-player. It's 80 minutes. It's kind of specific, but anyway, solid game. If you like worker placement, you like card drafting, but mainly, I think it's mostly a resource management kind of game. You have all these resources that you're using to build out your city. I like it. It's a solid one. I don't know what more to say. Let's show off a little bit of the components, and we'll move on.
Yeah, because they're kind of cute.
It's like the domes. I think
the domes are great.
So here's the
remember those little things you had that were like rubbery? And you push them inside out, you stick them down, they go, and they pop in the air? Yeah. That's what these look like. I want to pop them so badly.
Yeah, there's a little
One of these days I'm going to accidentally break
They're like
one.
hard plastic, almost like a halves of some kind of ball kind of thing.
They look like those one kind of pasta. Y'all know what I'm talking about, too. I always wanted to do that with those two, just make them pop in the air.
You got little domes, and then here's your little resources that you have.
They're so cute.
Like food and energy, basically, I think are the two resources.
Something like that, yeah.
No, are the white ones.
Medicine. No, one of them's solar something, isn't it?
Got food,
the
energy,
powering it up.
And white things, rice.
Clearly.
Now I gotta know what it is. Thanks for nothing. It's steel plast.
What? No. Oh, yeah, that's the...
you got farm desalination.
Oh,
and laboratory tokens.
So it is salt. Okay.
It's taking salt, basically making water.
Well, yeah, making fresh water. It already is water.
Salty water. Grammar police. Alright, there you go. Anyway, Underwater Cities is I enjoyed it. It's a great midweight Euro game, 90-minute sweet spot. We really enjoy it. Plays amazingly. 2 players. I don't think we've played it anything but 2 players, so I can't comment on more. Anyway, love it. It's got a lot of buzz, but it's kind of calm. Buzz kind of calmed down a little bit.
That's too bad. I think people have forgotten how
but
awesome it is.
I love it. Love me some Underwater Cities. New to the list. First of the 4 new games. Let's move on to a game that got all the buzz, and then it got some more buzz, and then some buzz came and beat up the buzz and made a bigger buzz.
What the heck?
And that is Tapestry.
Wow, and this made your list this high up right away.
Yep, and we even played it wrong.
What? What did we play wrong?
We played, remember Technologies?
Oh yeah, we made it harder on ourselves.
Yeah, we made it harder on ourselves.
We made it way harder on ourselves. I can't wait to play this again because of that.
Correct.
We might actually be successful.
Tapestry is a civilization game. It's basically if you took a Civ game, took all the like attacky bits and all the stuff and threw it out, leaders and all this craziness, and you just boiled it down to tech trees and engine building, and that's pretty much what it is. I mean, there is some area control on the board, but the combats are very what am I looking for?
Riveting.
Chess is what kind of game?
Strategic?
Abstracted. Combat is abstracted. Yeah, it's not really. You're not really fighting. It's just you win.
We look at each other.
You
and
win.
Say,
He basically, I attack. I go here and I win.
Don't return, or I shall taunt you another time.
The only thing the other person can really do about it is if they have a trap card. It's a trap. They play a trap card and prevent it from happening. But otherwise, it's just I attack and I take it. But it's way I wouldn't say way overproduced. I think it's amazing. It has all these. Why am I showing you the back of the box?
Why are you showing that? I was going to say.
I can show you the
actual pieces out.
So you have
and these are so cute too.
So the production is off the charts in this game, in my opinion.
Can you see these? I don't know if you can see these well. These are 3D colored little minis to represent the different types of buildings.
Yeah, and so it has one of those things I like that Rebecca mentioned. It has one of those things I like in the game where as you pull things off to put on your player board, or potentially on the board, but for the most part on your player board, it makes that ability more stronger and stronger.
Yeah, there's a cool benefit underneath each building.
So anyway, there's eventually if you go high enough on all the tech trees and some of the tech cards give you these big buildings that you can put on your board that are beautiful.
Aren't they cool?
Buildings, but you're basically
look at that.
You have your little player boards and you're putting your buildings on this player board. You're trying to fill out. If you fill out areas, you get a benefit. If you fill out columns and rows, you get victory points. Kind of got almost a Tetris-y kind of feel to it because it has these little dots everywhere that you can't put stuff on normally.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So it's got almost a Tetris feel of it, how you fit stuff on your board.
It's just fun to play with the little pieces and everything. I mean, just the way the game works, like the turns are smooth.
Some the text the texts are as you advance them, like you get benefits, and to get to the top level, I think it's the top level. Yeah, the top level of the tech, you have to someone has to have developed a certain technology within the game on those tech trees for the most part.
Yeah.
I somehow interpreted the rule as normally you or one of your neighbors has to have that tech. I interpreted it as you and your neighbors have to have that tech.
So we made that really hard on ourselves.
So people would intentionally not get tech so people couldn't advance their technology and stuff. So we completely played that wrong. But
we played it very tough.
But everyone suffered equally, so...
It's true.
The next time our scores will go up, because I think our high score was around 200, and a lot of people get in the high 200s, 300 for their score. So we really kind of punitated ourselves by having that tech. And I got box 6,727.
Well, hoity-toity there, Mr. Tapestry.
Tapestry, awesome little Civ game. Speaking of Civ games, let's take it up to the heavy Civ game.
There's more? But wait.
Maybe one of the heaviest Civ games.
Wow, we did some heavy hitters last time. What's left?
That is the Colonists.
This is the one you said we haven't played
the
heavy version yet.
So,
okay.
So the Colonists is a heavy Euro game. It's a civilization game, engine building, all sorts of techs, all sorts of craziness, resource management. You name it. You pick a mechanism, they threw it into this game. But The game is played over 4 eras. So the first era you're kind of like beating sticks together. Second era you have iron and then steel, and then you're like doing crazy stuff at the end. You can play all 4 eras, but you're talking 2 hours an era, maybe.
It's a weekend event.
2 hours an era. So we've played it twice.
We played the 2.
We played 1 era once.
And then we did the 1 and a 2.
And we played the first and second era.
Yeah.
We haven't gone beyond that.
So the next one is 1, 2, 3. And the one after that is 1, 2, 3, 4.
No, what's cool about this game...
That's true.
...is that you can start in any era you want. So we can just play 3, 4.
I cannot wait.
So
I'm really excited about that.
But at some point...
We're going to do the epic.
I want to do the full 4 era craziness. So it's got worker placement, it's got resource management, it's got you build buildings, it's civilization, it's tile placement on the board. There's manipulation of your actions by moving workers around. I think the workers, it's not worker placement. What do they call it? Worker movement. So basically, you're moving your worker around on the map that you're building out, and that tells you which actions you can take.
Okay.
Just a lot going on in this game. It's a heavy Euro game. What is our top?
It's the 6th one.
Well, there's some.
Our 6th heaviest.
There's third is mixed in there too. So it's our top 10 heaviest game. Really, if you only play an era or two, it's not too bad. But each era introduces new stuff. New stuff. It gets more and more beefy as the further you go on.
That's interesting, and it's neat because I guess it's going to teach you how to play a heavier game too if you stick with it, because it's going to build off of what you know.
Correct.
And add to it. So, I mean, it makes sense actually to play it in order.
Because a lot of the mechanisms are the same, but you're doing different things.
It's so cool. I really like
because you're moving around and activating areas is not going to change. You're just getting more areas to activate as the map grows.
Yeah, what they do. Yeah. Again. Okay. Very cool.
Anyway, I love it. It's a good, solid Euro game. It's a big one. It's a heavy one. You can play it solo. I played the first time I played the first era solo just to learn how to play the game. And I actually enjoyed it solo. It was kind of fun. So,
that would be cool.
If you have a weekend to yourself and have nothing to do, play 4 eras of the Colonists. My number 36, new to the list.
Wow.
Let's move on.
That was 36?
Yes.
Okay.
What?
I'm just curious.
Let's move on to another new game. The last new game for this time around.
Okay.
Probably the family favorite. I can say this without hesitating.
Wow.
The family favorite, not individual favorite. The family favorite for 2019 so far is... Don't peek. I saw you peeking.
I want to peek so bad.
Wingspan!
Of course. Duh. I kept thinking of the game we played last weekend. That's what's throwing me.
Wingspan. Family favorite. Means everyone. Not just you.
Telestrations is quite popular with the entire
But it's not a
2019
game.
This game was a hit.
The girls love this game. I think the first convention we played that, they got played like 5 or 6 times.
Well, and I played it solo in the room like 4 or 5 times because I went and put the girls to sleep.
So this may be one of your most played games of the year.
Yeah, actually. Yeah.
Interesting. I've played it 4 or 5 times.
And I'm
myself.
not usually a solo gamer.
This is a lot for me. I rarely play that game that many times in a year.
I don't usually like playing solo, but I actually was intrigued and wanted to play it, and I enjoyed playing it solo. I thought that was really cool.
So, Wingspan is an engine building resource management game. It's got tons of beautiful birds, cute little eggs, all sorts of things to fawn over because it's just got
the production's
it's beautiful production. It's pretty easy to learn. It's maybe I would say it's family weight game. I think it would stretch the boundaries of a non-gamer family, but if a family plays games together, this is definitely one that you could just put into the mix.
This would be a family plus.
Yeah, I mean, but I wonder I bet it has some wonky age because it's tiny.
It says age 10 plus. It's a 10 pluser. But again, if you play games a lot, it's easy to pick up, I think, because you just read the cards. The cards tell you how they chain. Yeah. So
this isn't really an attacky game. It's more of the only really interaction you have with other players is you can get benefits on other players' turns potentially, and there's like a pool of resources that you're gathering from. Someone might take some resources you potentially would want, but nothing direct attacking. It's just got a lot of different ways to play. You can go with making tons of eggs. You can make lots of different birds. You can create an engine that is really solid. It's just a real well designed, beautiful production. I don't know what more to say.
It's beautiful.
One of my favorite games of the year, without a doubt.
Truth.
Let's show off some stuff. Gotta show off some stuff in Wingspan, right?
Yes, it's gorgeous.
Eggs. All the little eggs, beautiful little. They look like little mints or something that people put on their desk, like little eggs. And there's all your little resources. It comes with these little bins that come in the game. Little bins for your resources.
And the cutest dice tower ever. It's a birdhouse. It's ridiculous.
Here.
Okay, do it. Oh, I get to do it? Yeah. Check this out. Ready? How cute is this?
You missed one.
That's okay.
So the dice are your different resources. Like I said, the competition, when you go to take resources, you take the dice out of the tray to note which resources you take. So there could be some competition for that. But it's pretty friendly, and the resources cycle quite often. So
No, it's a friendly game.
There's not a lot of angst about that. And then you have the bird cards, which are just insanely beautiful.
Yep.
Come on, bird cards. Bird cards. Let's see what we got. We got the
Tell us a story.
Common Raven. That's lame. I want.
Wow, rough.
I want a cute. There's
Don't
one.
be a bird snob.
The
Bird snob.
The yellow-headed blackbird.
Ooh. He sounds purty.
Let's see what we got. Let's find another good one. Oh, look at this. We got what we got going on here. A lot of lame. I want some colorful. I need a colorful. There's a colorful bird. A tree swallow. Beautiful.
Yeah, the art's insanely gorgeous. It's Audubon Society quality pictures. Just absolutely amazing.
And for those people that already have Wingspan, the brand new European expansion just went on pre-order as of the making of this video. It went on pre-order last week. As of the making of this video.
So exciting.
So more things, and apparently there's more interactive birds in the set.
Yeah, that's gonna be really neat. I am curious to see how that all works.
This game's a little beat up. It's been used. It's been loved. This game's been loved a lot. Like I said, it's probably one of Rebecca's most played games. I'm almost certain it's my most played game of the year.
Interesting. I believe it.
Due to the resolution for the most part, but even so, I think I know you played a ton at that convention. I played 3 or 4 games just at that one convention. So.
Yeah.
There it is, my number 35, new to the list, brand new game. Well, not brand new for this year.
Yeah.
Wingspan.
Lovely.
All right, let's move on to my number 34. It's time for another Feld. Everyone, this is where we zoom in on Rebecca's face.
Oh, no.
My number 34 is Trajan.
This low.
Trajan. Number 34.
Such a
Trajan. It was my number 18 last time. Dropped from 18 to 34.
Why? I better hear a good reason
we
here,
played it again. And for lack of a better word, it's starting to feel a little samey.
What?
But it's my 34, so I love it. But we played a bunch of Felds in the last year. It kind of reordered them a little bit. Just a little bit. My number 34, Trajan. So this is a Stefan Feld game. It is 6 little mini games. Is it 6 mini games?
I think so.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 mini games. So basically, you're influencing different areas of the board. You have trading here. You got the map up here where you're collecting resources. Huh?
In the Mediterranean.
Yeah. Yeah. And then you got this over here. You're doing guilds, and here you're getting different kinds of resources. This one you're getting little tiles for your little rondel thing over here. Here you're going up votes in the Senate. So it's all these little mini games that you're getting earning victory points by doing. It's a time-based system, so different actions take a different amount of time, and as you're going around the little thing, that's how long it decides how long the game lasts. Every era, you have to feed your people. They want different types of. They want like games or food or something, and you have to provide that.
Bread and circuses.
You can get things that give you permanent resources. You can just spend temporary resources. It's got set collection with cards that you're basically getting sets that you're sending off to be traded. So like all different types. It's like different sets, like all equals, all not equals, things like that. Cards, you're sending them off to be traded. So there's kind of a push your luck on that, because in a round you want to keep collecting as many cards to make as big a set as you can to put on the boat to send off to get victory points. But if someone beats you to it, the boat flips over and you get less victory points in that round. So you may want to wait. Maybe you have to wait till a later round to
It makes it sound like the boat capsizes.
The boat flips over. You have a lesser boat, not as cool boat that gives you less victory points. Boat. But at its heart, the action selection is on this rondel. I don't know if you can see it. I bet you I can open a board and show you a rondel.
What?
I can show you the rondel.
It's kind of cool.
Oh my gosh.
It's not that hard.
All right, here we go.
Okay.
So you got this rondel. I always do this backwards. I should look at the board instead of looking at the camera. Rondel, you're going around. So you're gonna have all these different little hexagonal cylinder-looking things in your board. And you're gonna pick these up Mancala style. Mancala style. And you're gonna pick them up and you're gonna drop them off. And then whichever one you end up to in is the action you're going to take. There's like 6 different actions because there's 6 different little mini games you're going to play. Off to the side, there could be a little thing that has a certain set of those hexagonal things. Like you may have a blue, an orange, and a yellow. If you happen to have those in your bin, you trigger that and you get some victory points or other benefits.
Yeah, there's a lot going on with this game.
It's definitely a mid to heavy Euro game. It's
on the heavy side.
A lot of people call this the best Feld. Like the hardcore Feld people, a lot of them call this the best Feld. I do not call it the best Feld because I like dice. Let's just leave it at that.
Dice are for the devil.
I love it. It's a great game. It's my number 34. It dropped a little bit, but it's still...
No, it's amazing.
It's still solidly just outside the top third of my games.
Yes.
34, Trajan.
Man.
Let's keep the Euro love going.
Yes, indeed.
I haven't played this game in a while, but I'm going to play this game in
40
9
hours?
days from the filming, 8 days from the publishing of this video.
What?
And that is Colonists.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You did sign up to play that.
Caledonia.
We played this fairly recently because we played it with our resolution, and it was fun.
But it was early on, and we played it like November or December of last year.
That's true. It was
one of the first ones we played.
But I remember it because it was distinctively good.
Oh, love me some Clans of Caledonia. It's
whiskey.
It's whiskey. It is a it's almost an economic simulation in a lot of ways. You basically have this map, and you're going out and you're building different kinds of resource producing buildings. It has the thing as you pull things off, you get benefits. It also has contracts you're trying to fulfill with those resources. But the 2 favorite things I like in this game, 2 things I love in games, it has an awesome economic system on how the resources work, so the resource values go up and down as you buy and sell them. I love that. But I love games, especially Euro games, that have asymmetrical powers. So every clan has a unique clan ability that is completely different from the other clans, and it almost, in a way, it kind of guides you on how you're going to play the game. And I mean, you don't have to. It's useful to do to use the benefit of your clan. So it kind of guides you. Like one clan produces whiskey really well, one clan is good at trading, another clan is good at something else. And it really kind of guides you, gives you a way to play the game, which is useful, especially if you're playing for the first time. You kind of look at your clan and go, okay, they're good at that, then I'm going to do that, right? Love it. It has...
The only thing that's funky about it is scoring the regions. I still get that mixed up somehow.
Oh, the distinct regions? They're called, what do they call them? Are they called regions?
I don't remember. I just think of them as regions.
Yeah, it's kind of confusing. It's kind of...
it's the only thing.
It's kind of... what am I saying? It's kind of...
fiddly.
Opposite of what you would expect it to be.
Yeah, and so I have to have him help me calculate it every time because for some reason I cannot get it right. I always think of it backwards. But they calculate the regions based on your distance from certain things and how far away it is over the water.
Settlement
and stuff.
scoring.
Settlement scoring. What they consider
because you can travel across. But basically,
settlement.
you put a group of buildings and then you can travel across the water based on how much water ability, how much navigation you have.
Yeah.
You can connect up to another region, and you're trying to basically build up a big. But you're trying to have actually. What thing is you want a number of distinct.
You want
number of settlements that can reach each other.
Unless
for
you have
your
some
travel ability.
Weird like end game scoring or something, you want to try to have them separate and stuff.
But it's not like the entire game is based on that.
No. It's just can be some good points worth.
But this one is one of those that flies by.
Oh
it's
my
like
gosh, yes.
It's like you're playing and like we're done.
Yeah.
But this one I don't get the same. I mentioned Marco Polo a couple of videos ago about how it gets done. I'm like,
I need 2 more turns.
This one's like it flies by, but it gets done. You're like, wow, that was awesome. You don't feel like oh, I wanted to do so much more.
Yeah.
You don't have that. So you don't have that same empty feeling that Marco Polo gives me.
Wow, you are just bitter. Woo. Woo.
But I love Clans of Caledonia. It's a great Euro game. You want a meaty Euro game that plays fast. It says 30 minutes a player, and I believe that. I believe it. We can play this game. But if you take the teach out, we can play this game in an hour. If you take the teach out of it. It plays solo.
I bet that would be actually pretty good solo.
Probably. I love the contract system. I love the economic system. I love it's just got so many cool things going on. It's a great one. It's a great one. Not a lot of buzz. This one kind of came and went.
Which is funny because it deserves much more buzz than it got.
It should have more good karma.
Really? That's what you're...
Karma games? That's my number 33. It dropped from 24, so kind of basically the same area. Clans of Caledonia.
Woohoo!
Let's keep the midweight Euro love going.
Scotland.
But let's add in some dice. You know dice are awesome. But Rebecca likes this game because you're drafting the dice. And it doesn't matter if you roll bad if you're drafting, right? In Coimbra.
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 Close enough.
Coimbra. Alright, I can't roll my R's.
I was going to say it's your tongue, not your lips.
Alright, Coimbra is a Euro game. It has dice drafting. You're drafting those dice. You use those dice to take actions. There's various different actions you can take. The main thing you're doing is you're drafting cards. Those cards give you all kinds of benefits. They give you immediate benefits. They potentially give you end of the round benefits. They eventually give you end of the game benefits. They're going to move you up on the various tracks. You move up those tracks. They give you different powers and abilities. It's crazy. The heart of the game is the resource management because you got to manage your money and your resources because you just it seems like that's the struggle is having enough money to do everything you want to do.
It is. It's interesting too in the way you travel around, like linking up the cities.
Yeah, there's also a map that you're traveling around. You're connecting, like you said. You're basically putting.
And there's some good stuff.
Tokens, I'm sure it's trading posts or something on those.
Yeah.
And they give you benefits. But you're going to be, for the most part, you're trying to get to the edge of the board where as you get further away from the center, they get more powerful. But you kind of got to pick which, you can get some good movement going if you get that ability to move around the board a lot. But really, you're going to go to one corner to get the superpower that's in the corner, each corner of the board. It has... almost like achievements. I'm sure they call them something else. There's achievements that you can opt into that will score you big points at the end of the game. Just a really solid Euro game. I'm sure it's in that 90-minute sweet spot because I tend to grab up those. Where is the time? Oh, there it is. So 75 to 120. So yeah, for us it's probably
about 90 minutes.
90 minutes for us.
Because once we picked it up, the next game got easier. It's one of those you can go back and revisit it, and you spend less and less time looking at the rules because they're pretty intuitive. So
it's got a really solid production for what it is.
Yeah, it's pretty.
It's got.
I like it. I like it a lot.
It's got.
And the insert's actually semi-decent.
Yep.
Which is another major bonus because that's not very common. So you've never seen more of that this year, which makes me happy.
Dice are pretty generic, but they got these little dice holders that are kind of cool. So you put
those are fun.
Those have your player colors, so you know which dice are yours. I don't know what else to say. It's just
you can see it's pretty cool. It's easier to get the pieces out and stuff. This holds it in place. It doesn't, as you can see, it wasn't much of a mess at all. It held it really well.
Yeah, we kind of showed the back of the board, but I'll show you real quick.
Yeah, the board, it's pretty. It's pretty.
So, over on the right side, over there, that's where you put your dice to draft the various cards. The cards actually go out, extend out from the board.
Mm-hmm.
This is where you're traveling around the map to go to the different spots. And here's those tracks I was talking about. You're going up. They give you different things. They give you defense. Yeah. They give you money. They give you movement on this board, and they give you victory points. So different tracks give you different things.
And it's another one of those where you kind of have to pick and choose what you want to be the strongest in. You're not going to be able to max out all of them typically. So.
Never can do everything, because if you could do everything, it's not much of a game. Because then everybody would do everything.
Jack of all trades, master of none.
So there it is, my number 32, Queen Bra. All right, last one for this list. It's time for another feld. Remember when I was talking about
2 felds?
Remember when I was talking about that playing all the felds kind of shuffled them up a bit?
Okay.
This one kind of leapfrogged Trajan. It was behind it. Now it's in front of it. I just love how the resource management works in Macau.
Oh, okay.
Macau.
That's true. I see why you love this one.
I just love the I don't like puzzle games, but I like puzzly Euro games. And what I mean by that is the way Macau works is the way the actions work is it's basically dice drafting, but it's not really drafting. You roll a bunch of dice and you pick which ones you want to do. The higher the die, the more actions you're going to get. But the further in the future those actions are going to take place. So if I roll some dice and I take a 6, like say a 6 green, I'm going to get 6 green cubes, 6 green actions or 6 green cubes, but it's going to happen 6 turns from now. Or I can take a 1, and I'm going to get 1 cube, but I'm going to get it next turn. So it's decisions. Which do I do? I want more later. So you can build up a massive turn at some point, or you can get like medium turns all along. It's really how you want to do it. Yeah. And use those cubes for various things. That you're using it to buy locations in the city that give you a good. The goods you put on your boat, you take your boat and you go around and a little travel around in the ocean and you deliver those goods to various cities. And you also use those goods to basically you're drafting cards throughout the game. Those cards all require a certain number of cubes to get them activated. So you basically have a player board you're putting those cards on. You pay the cubes, you activate the card, and it goes off your player board and becomes an active card that benefits you in the game. There's superpowers that help you in the game. It's kind of a balance. All those cards that are on your player board, they all have to be gone at the end of the game or you lose points. So you have to really kind of... There's a trick. I mean, it's hard to maybe understand without playing the game, but if this card needs a black cube, a red cube, and a green cube, at some turn in the future... You have to have those cubes all hit on the same turn.
You really flex your mental muscles in
this game. So you have to really think, okay, so I've got a black and a red cube on turn 4. I really need a green 4. Okay, I didn't get a green 4. Now next turn I need a green 3.
Yeah.
Next turn I need a green 2. You have to figure out what cards you have, what turns are coming up, what combinations of colors you need. You also need combinations of colors to get those goods from the city. So maybe if you want to get a piece of jade that you need to sell, you may take 3 green cubes. Well, I'm going to need 3 green cubes at some point in the future. Where am I going to put that? And it's just this whole puzzly logistics thing of figuring out. I always call it logistics. I don't know if that's the best word. That's my brain. That's what I think in my brain is logistical. Of I got to have all these things come together at the right moment to do what I need to do. I just love it. I like it more than Trajan because Trajan, I think the puzzliness of that rondelle is not quite. I mean, they're really close together. It's not quite as interesting to me as the puzzliness of the cubes in this game. So that's kind of the driver of the game. So the cubes are the driver in this game. Those cylinders in Trajan that I mentioned earlier are kind of the driver of that game. And I like the puzzle of this one a little more. Mm-hmm. So that's that.
Solid game.
There you go. It's out of print. Here's hoping that they'll do a 10th anniversary edition in 2019. I haven't heard any word of it, so I don't know if it's going to happen.
Oh, that makes me sad. It's such a good feld.
It is a good feld.
Oh.
We played this randomly at
Dallas Games Marathon.
At a meetup, kind of a mini monthly convention. And I'm like, I have to have this. And I had to buy it secondhand, obviously, because it's out of print. But I love it. One of my favorites.
It's awesome.
My number 31, the last one for this list, it dropped a little bit. It was my 25 last time.
Good
so
grief.
Holding strong.
It's fantastic.
Well, there you have it. The midweight Uranus is over. Maybe. Because let's preview the next list. We got 3 new games.
Wow, this high up, too. Interesting.
6 games that went up.
Wow. Okay.
And 1 that went down.
This is an interesting list you have.
1 game that's on the list that I missed last year.
Okay, that explains one. Then.
It's listed as a new game.
But it shouldn't have
It
been.
should have been on my list last year. But we
That's
didn't
funny.
own it. So it missed the list because I
Oh,
forgot
you went
about
on.
it.
You did all the ones
I
you
forgot
owned.
about it.
Oh, interesting.
No, I did some that I didn't own. I just missed this
Missed
one.
this one?
But
Okay.
it popped in high up on the list. Where would it have been last year? Probably even higher. There you go. 3 new, 6 up, 1 down. Crazy.
This is going to be interesting.
Bye.